It's you and
Alright, what's poppin' YouTube? Internet Crazy here, and we got a new series going. It's called Ruining Beloved Games. Now the rules of this series are gonna be that when I critique these games, I'm gonna be doing it mostly on the story aspects, plot holes, things that don't make sense, inconsistencies in the game, and things that I just see are unfit for the circumstances in the game. Things that I would consider as rules are the physics are different in the games, so things that I'm not going to be talking about are how the sun might be brighter in the game than in real life, or how your character jumps higher than in real life, because that's just things that are different when you play games like this, because universes are different, it's an inconsistent variable, and I'm just not going to cover those kind of things. Now the first thing that we're going to get into is, why does Jack build a system that respawns his enemies? It doesn't make any sense to me, and I really don't understand what the point of him doing the respawn system for just his enemies is, because a lot of people may say that it's a thing that's not canon because it's just a way for your character to continue the storyline, and the way the story is told is by characters just going all the way through the story and nothing really happens to them, they never actually die. But then why is the respawn station considered Hyperion? That means that Jack physically built the system and is able to choose who he wants to respawn and who he doesn't. So it doesn't make any sense to me. Number 2 is the barrier to bunker. Not many people know this, but you can actually get over the barrier to bunker, because if you rocket jump up over, then the barrier doesn't stop you. You can also see buzzards flying in and out of the place, and I just think that a laser fence isn't really a good way to stop you, along with the fact that we spent so much time trying to get Claptrap to be able to go through it. I don't understand it. The next one is, how did Roland get one shot? I just don't understand this one. The entire game, you go through it as basically a bullet sponge. You get shot, you shoot back, you take cover, let your shields regen, and you keep going through enemies. But all of a sudden, one part of the game, Jack just shows up out of nowhere and one-shots Roland. This doesn't make any sense to me. If he could do this the entire game, then why didn't he just pop up behind us at one point, one-shot us, and then teleport away? It doesn't make sense to me. And that's just another inconsistency I see. For number 4, we have, why didn't Angel respawn? If Jack is able to make all of his enemies respawn, then wouldn't it make sense for Angel, his daughter, who is one of the most important people to him, respawn? Like, that has to be a really big plot hole. I just don't understand that. Number 5, we have, how are people alive that high up in Sanctuary? A lot of people may not actually think about it, but being that high up in the air would cause extreme wind speeds, and people would be blown off Sanctuary, and it's just would be some really bad circumstances to be in. Number 6, we have the fueling addiction. I don't understand why Lilith is just allowed to use all the iridium she wants, because every single time she uses up her abilities, it leaves her in a drained state, and it almost seems like it could do physical harm to her. And you see her at one point in the game where she's on the floor completely drained and in bad shape, and the only way she can get better is with iridium. And this seems a lot like drug abuse to me, and there could be negative side effects that you don't actually know about. But we would have to look into later games to actually see if there's anything like that. Number 7 is the randomness. I do not understand how you can spawn 2 of the exact same guns in a chest, because those odds are astronomical. But I can spend all day farming for one legendary 300 times and not find it. That is what is truly random and completely annoying. Not exactly a plot hole in the game, but something I just don't understand about the game. Number 8, we have, why isn't Maya banned from saving Angel? Maya, if you don't know, is one of the 4 main characters you play as the Siren, and Maya is told nothing by Angel to not come, because Angel keeps telling Lilith to not come, but Lilith ignores her, teleports in, and as you know, Jack ends up capturing her, and that is confusing because Jack could have just captured Maya once she showed up, and it would have made life a lot easier for him, because then he would know how to control the situation. Alright, going into number 9, we have, if Lilith was there for 5 minutes, how did Jack have enough time to make a Siren neck restrainer? And honestly, I can see how maybe he already had ones for Angel, because that is his daughter, and he understands that he may have malfunctions with the one she's wearing. But how does he have one within, like, reaching distance? Because Lilith literally just pops in there for like a couple minutes, and then they stop the control of Angel, and then Jack pops down, shoots Roland, and then throws the restrainer on Lilith. It just doesn't seem like it was enough time for him to actually be able to come up with that plan. But who knows, maybe he just had one lying right next to him. And going into number 10, another one that I have a hard time believing it, but why doesn't Mordecai just shoot his bird with a trank dart before they get into a huge gunfight? Because I feel like shooting his bird isn't going to help the situation, and even if the trank dart didn't actually put him full to sleep, he could have shot more than just one. And the way I see it is, he could have saved a lot of hassle and maybe even his bird if he had put more thought into it instead of just running in there shooting his own bird. And that should wrap it up. If you guys would rate, comment, and subscribe this video, I'd really appreciate it. If there's anything you would want me to do to these videos to make them better, leave it down in the comments. Other than that, Internet Crazy out.